Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance review. Today I want to talk about by Kilian's Vodka on the Rocks. And this decant comes courtesy of the Fragrance Decant Boutique. So once again, I want to be thanking those guys for being so generous with the juice and hooking me up for future reviews. Much appreciated. This is an aromatic that came out in 2014 with top notes of cardamom, coriander, and aldehydes. Middle notes of lily of the valley, rhubarb and pink rose, and in the base, oak moss and broxton and sandalwood. So a lot of people are comparing this fragrance to a very well-known designer called Abercrombie and Fitch's Fierce, which have sniffed and reviewed before, also courtesy of the Fragrance Decant Boutique. Don't have any juice of that left, but I definitely think this one does have similarities to Fierce. I get like a lemony, uh, spicy floral type smell here with a musky, woody oak moss base, which was pretty much what I got from Fierce. The big difference here is this one has this vodka or some sort of a vodka-like note here that gives it a effervescent, uplifting booziness. Um, I'm not a vodka drinker myself, so I don't know much about how vodka tastes or smells. I think vodka is actually a rather odorless alcohol, if I remember correctly. But that's basically what you get is just a very bright, uplifting version of Fierce, at least in the opening. And then it kind of quickly becomes sort of a dull skin scent after a while. It still maintains more of a fierce vibe than an alcoholic or a boozy vibe. So for me, it was kind of nice in a way that it smelled like fierce, which I kind of liked a little bit, but I just don't think there's enough, you know, difference between fierce and this one to justify the price point. I mean, it's not like trying to compare Cool Water with Green Irish Tweed or trying to compare Fresco with Aventus. I think the difference between Vodka on the Rocks and Fierce is sort of subtle. And also, I think maybe if you got a good vintage or a badge code version of Fierce, you might actually get something that performed better and would actually get you more compliments. I didn't really get much feedback on this one at work. I think Dan said he got a lot of feedback on it at work, but for me, it just kind of, it just didn't do anything for me in terms of compliments, which is par for the course anyway. But yeah, for me, yeah, it smells okay, but performance is a bit lacking. The price is high, and the similarities to Fierce are very hard to overlook. So let's get into some final scores. The smell, I will give it 7 out of 10. I thought it smelled nice. Much the same way I thought Fierce was a nice fragrance. I think this one is a nice fragrance as well. And the added booziness does really add a bit of, uplifting, sparkly quality to it, at least in the opening. Projection longevity, that's where I'm a little bit concerned here. 6 out of 10. I'd say maybe like a 2 to 4 hour type fragrance for me before it gets really close to the skin. Versatility, 7 out of 10 because I think this could be a great signature day wear scent for the office because it is a freshie. A lot of people, when they think of by Kilian, they might think of something like really dark and heavy, but these fragrances like Vodka on the Rocks are more of a fresh, people-pleasing scent. Price point $295 for the 50 ml bottle, which I think is probably typical for by Kilian prices, which are not cheap if you're familiar with the line. So overall, 6.5 out of 10. For me, definitely not something that I plan on adding to my wardrobe. As far as like a niche boozy freshie, I'd probably stick with Bohemian East from Frappan or something like that. A little cheaper, and I think actually has a more unique, a niche-like smell to it. This one, I don't know, just kind of smells like you took a vodka base and added some fierce to it. So just the same way I remember when I got some ISOE Super, I added some vodka to it because I didn't have anything else to mix it with, and didn't work out too well. But yeah, it's okay, but it's pretty much a 6.5 out of 10. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.